in the Monster Energy Grand Prix of Catalonia. Eyes on the lights. Out they go. Good start from Jorge Lorenzo as ever, but Marc Marquez has got off to a brilliant start as well. And this could be close into turn one. And maybe, just maybe, Marc Marquez has got the job done. He has exactly what he wanted into turn one in his
place. He said he was going to attack hard on the warm-up lap to get heat in the tyres, and he's been absolutely engulfed. It's been a horror show early doors again for Vinales.
Here comes Marc Marquez then with Andrea Iannone looking hungry up just behind him, looking like he wants to pounce already as they make their way down now the hill, and he's ready to go into turn 10. Iannone pounce. Turn one goes Jorge Lorenzo.
Look in the background as well. Dovizioso slipstreamed. Andrea, he didn't need the slipstream. He just blitzed that Ducati past the Suzuki like he was standing still. That was like a MotoGP bike versus a Moto2 bike. So Dovizioso effortlessly inside that top three. So can Lorenzo now, with clear track in front of him, make that decisive? He picked off Iannone with ease down the start-finish straight, as well as Petrucci thought about looking up the inside of Pedrosa down into turn number 10. Maverick Vinales making zero impression. He's marooned still down in 10th place, right behind Cal Crutchlow with Jack Miller just behind him. So it's been another disastrous start for Vinales, and Johan Zarco struggling as well. Zarco.
Valentino Rossi in fourth, desperately trying to cling on to the leading trio here. These are the three we thought might just be at it in this race. There is Rossi. Something's
Iannone was
happened in
out
the background.
well wide. It was Andrea Iannone so wide at turn number 4. And he's dropping like a stone, isn't he, right now? Andrea Iannone, he's really struggling early doors.
Mistake by the attack.
So we've lost both the two wild cars. Big Kelly on the KTM and now Sylvain Gintley on the Suzuki. Lorenzo over Marquez. He stretched that lead out to half a second through the third sector on this third lap. What's it over the line? Fastest lap of the race from Andrea Dovizioso, 1:42.09. That was almost half a second quicker than Valentino Rossi. It's by a couple of tenths on this lap. Petrucci trying to find a way through on Dani Pedrosa now. Andrea Iannone was worried about tyre degradation. I didn't expect him to run into issues this early on. Now, whether it's a full fuel tank that's hindering him or what, but Andrea Iannone, let's not forget, he led on the first lap, and already he's dropped back to 7th place, and he's really suffered. In terms of lap times, last time around was 1,000th of a second. A 1:41.42 from Lorenzo, a 1:41.43 from Marc Marquez. Marquez is desperately trying to heap the pressure on Lorenzo here to see if he cracks, but Lorenzo, bulletproof right now.
Dovizioso on that last lap made a slight error into turn 4.
Vinales last time around was a full second slower than Lorenzo, and that Marc Marquez at the front just hasn't got into any kind of rhythm at the moment. Vinales, well, he's in a rhythm, it's just not a fast one.
It's going to suit so far. There is Dani Pedrosa, perhaps a little further up than we expected to see. He's in need.
3 grid spots for balking at Jorge Lorenzo this morning, and a crash at turn number 11.
Battling here with Takaki Nakagami. No hope there at all of saving that.
Tell you what, so
really
lucky
close.
this bike didn't come back on the circuit at turn number 12. So had he stayed on board, he wasn't going to beat Jorge Lorenzo. He didn't have his pace, but is he going to risk it all? Potentially risk throwing himself on the ground again in pursuit of Jorge Lorenzo. It's going to be fascinating dynamic of this race.
There's a couple of things to throw into that just to make it a little more intriguing, Matt. One, Jorge Lorenzo at the moment doesn't really feature in the
time is 7 races at this stage.
Yeah, give it about 3 or 4 laps and Maverick's times will start to mirror image that of the leading group, and it'll be the same story as it's been for the last 3 or 4 Grand Prix. It's a real head scratcher, and something's got to improve soon. His grip on 3rd overall in the championship will be lost here.
If he can keep his rhythm, although that said, Marquez, he is definitely piling the pressure on.
He's not given this one up just yet, that's for sure, Marc Marquez. Danilo Petrucci at the moment, as well, he's regrouped. He's managed to catch back up to the tail of Dani Pedrosa in the battle for 5th.
It's amazing, isn't it, how a piece of plastic attached to a fuel tank.
The thing I didn't expect was how well Marc is managing this. When you think he's on a hard front, hard rear, right from the beginning he's stayed there. I think he's playing the game perfectly. If he can stay on, he's doing a great job. Those hard tyres will come in at the end, hopefully.
Yeah, well, that's what he's hoping. That's the Marquez match.
Saying it at the moment, Marquez is doing it. We're watching here a couple of different race starts. This is on board with Vinales, just to get an idea of how much he's losing off the line. I mean, that's
nothing to do with
6 or 7. That's nothing to do with tyres.
Absolutely nothing to do with tyre temperature. That's just a bad start.
gosh, looks a little bit dazed by that.
Oh, look at that, look how that, the front folded. The moment he grabbed the front brake, that was like a crash in the rain. He was almost bolt upright. Andrea Dovizioso then, for the second time in 3 races, crashes out of a podium position. Characteristic of Andrea Dovizioso to make those kind of mistakes. He'd just taken the lead, remember, at the French Grand Prix Le Mans when he crashed, dropping down the hill into La Chapelle. That was a rare mistake, and he's made another one today. Valentino Rossi at the moment in a really safe and secure, if albeit very, very lonely, 3rd place. He's 3.2 seconds behind Marc Lorenzo. Again, a 1:40.1. I can't remember the last time Lorenzo did a 1:40.2. He's been absolutely stunning consistency.
Cal Crutchlow's on the charge here.
Petrucci's made a mistake as well. Petrucci was in 4th place. He was closest rival to Valentino Rossi, but he's dropped behind Pedrosa and Crutchlow, so Petrucci's got it wrong somewhere. Good on-board camera work by Cal Crutchlow. Petrucci then out wide, and that cost him 5th place. Got all the hard work to do again now, the Italian.